Be free!
No. I've come to bargain.
The MCU's Doctor Strange 2 is coming, but not much is known. However, we do have a wish list of things we want: to have a certain villain, an additional payoff for Mordo, and more. It's no surprise that Marvel fans are eager to see Doctor Strange continue his solo adventures on the big screen after he saved the world momentarily in Infinity War and Endgame. Here are the 10 things to expect in Doctor Strange 2. By the way, make sure to click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our engaging videos, and use that trigger finger by smashing that like button. Now, let's get into it. 10. The psychological toll of watching the world end 14 million times. After a near-death experience while attempting to succeed in the Battle of New York in the Avengers, Tony Stark suffered post-traumatic stress disorder. Likewise, Doctor Strange should have stress disorder from having to watch the world end 14 million times. After dedicating several months to planning and mapping out the events in over 14 million different ways, watching numerous close friends, including his mentor Wong and his new partners like Tony, die, Thanos would finally witness his victory when he returned to Earth. He also had to decide whether Tony and Natasha should give their lives for the greater good. You'd have to pay a high mental cost for that. 9. An Avenger Cameo. Now that Stephen Strange's origin story is complete and he's been fully integrated into the larger world of the MCU, thanks to an intergalactic battle with the Mad Titan, it'd be great to see a fellow Avenger make a cameo appearance in his solo sequel. Tom Holland recently stated that it would be fun to see Spider-Man and Doctor Strange team up in a film after their banter in Infinity War, and because the clash of science and magic would be interesting. And Strange's established relationship with Thor would be even funnier now that Thor has become what Chris Hemsworth has dubbed Lebowski Thor. 8. The post-credits scene in Too Many Sorcerers paid off. Because every MCU film has at least one post-credits tease, usually 2 or more, and there are 3 released each year, they don't always get paid off. For example, we have yet to see the original Guardians of the Galaxy reunite. Karl Mordo stripped Jonathan Pangborn of his mystical powers in Doctor Strange's post-credits scene, telling him that there were too many sorcerers on Earth. Whether Mordo's quest to deprive lesser powerful magicians of their abilities continues, or Pangborn seeks vengeance on Strange, these post-credits stinger must be addressed in the sequel. 7. The physical costs of using intergalactic magic. A few years ago, Stephen Strange began to suffer the physical effects of big magic, such as seeing 14 million futures, transporting hundreds of people across the cosmos for an epic battle, or repelling a tidal wave on his body in the comics. There was even a dark plotline in which he discovered that Wong had been sacrificing human lives to compensate for the toll Strange's larger uses of magic were taking on the physical world. The MCU is unlikely to go that dark, but there could be a similarly shocking twist that fits the franchise's tone. 6. Redemption for Stephen Strange and Christine Palmer's romance. Christine Palmer came across as an afterthought in Doctor Strange. She wasn't fully developed, and it appeared as if the writers were simply checking off love interest on their MCU solo movie checklist. However, she is not without hope. Fans didn't truly despise Jane Foster until she was given an even more boring and banal role in Thor: The Dark World, so there's still hope for the Stephen-Christine romance. It has not yet been confirmed whether Rachel McAdams will return, but if she does, it will be interesting to see her character develop into a kind of audience surrogate in the strange world of magic. She could provide great comic relief as a regular person surrounded by these crazy mystical things that people like Strange and Wong see as completely normal. 5. Stephen Strange's ascension to Sorcerer Supreme. Although Stephen Strange is frequently referred to as the Sorcerer Supreme, including by the Rousseau brothers at a red carpet event where they introduced Benedict Cumberbatch to the stage, the title of Sorcerer Supreme has not been officially bestowed on him in the MCU. So far, he has only served as the Master of New York's Sanctum Sanctorum. It appears unlikely that he would have become the Sorcerer Supreme between his first solo outing and Infinity War. Rather, in the sequel, it should be his character's journey. he should be officially appointed as the Sorcerer Supreme by the end of Doctor Strange 2, or perhaps earlier as a reward for defeating Thanos. 4. The other Mystic Arts Masters. Doctor Strange explained in Infinity War that the Masters of the Mystic Arts has never assisted the Avengers in battles such as Sokovia or New York because they deal with interdimensional threats, whereas the Avengers deal with physical threats. This, combined with the fact that all of the other Masters of the Mystic Arts appeared to aid in the massive Battle of Earth at the end of Avengers Endgame, has piqued fans' interest in the rest of this team appearing in Doctor Strange 2, to assist Strange in fending off an interdimensional threat that he cannot handle alone. It would be interesting to emphasize them as a team rather than a loosely connected group of magicians. 3. The implications of giving up the Time Stone. According to the Ancient One, every Master of the Mystic Arts has sworn an oath to protect the Time Stone, which is their primary weapon. However, at the end of Avengers Endgame, Captain America went back in time to return all of the Infinity Stones to their original locations. This included the Time Stone, which Professor Hulk expressly promised to return to the Ancient One at Sanctum Sanctorum. It's unclear what the consequences of breaking that oath will be, but that oath can't be ignored in the Doctor Strange sequel. Stephen Strange is now trapped in a timeline that lacks the Time Stone. He's screwed. 2. A Scarlet Witch collaboration. Scarlet Witch is unlikely to get a solo film in the MCU, though she has a series on Disney+. She is still affected by the events of Captain America: Civil War. She accidentally took some lives while attempting to save others, causing the Avengers to split up with the introduction of the Sokovia Accords. After that, she never fully recovered from her depression. If Stephen Strange took her on as an apprentice, he could teach her how to better harness her powers, and make her as interesting as she has always deserved to be. It would also be interesting to see two different types of magic, one from a master of the mystic arts, and the other from a mutant witch, compete. While we don't know much about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness yet, the WandaVision has certainly set some expectations for the sequel. Wanda Maximoff ended the Disney Plus series in a remote cabin, studying Agatha Harkness's Darkhold magic book, aka the Book of the Damned. We later see Wanda leafing through the book's contents in an astral form while her physical self goes about her business in the cabin, a trick made famous by the MCU's Sorcerer Supreme, aka Stephen Strange. As we discussed in this article, the ending scene is likely a huge indicator of how important the Darkhold will be in Marvel's Doctor Strange sequel, and how significant a role Wanda may play in the film. 1. Dream as the villain. Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson, who is in talks to return for the sequel, wanted Nightmare to be the antagonist for the first film. As Strange explored nightmares as an entirely separate dimension, he intended to lather the silver screen with trippy visuals. However, because including Nightmare would have made the film too crowded, while also telling an origin story, producer Kevin Feige asked him to save it for a possible sequel. We can finally see Nightmare on the big screen now that the sequel is in the works. The filmmakers should enlist the help of the artists who worked on Mysterio's mind-boggling illusions in Spider-Man: Far From Home. What do you expect of this sequel? Let us know in the comments section below. And hey, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so we continue giving you the best content. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.